My name's Chris and I like listening to music. I'm going to listen to Slick Rick Victory, which is a really enjoyable listen. Maybe not that full of substance, more of a legacy project, I suppose, but what a legacy he has. Pushing the boat out with the experimental for an older gentleman at times, moments of solid goodness, bit of silliness, a few duffers, but he can do what he likes, can't he? He's blooming Slick Rick. I gave it an 8 out of 10 on first listen. Let's see what the last listen brings. Track 1, Victory intro, sampling Cape Fear to massive effect, really gets you going and it promises good things ahead in 23 seconds. It's a bit of a lost art, the good intro, and this is a shining example of a classic one, 10 out of 10. Track 2, Stress, a beat Dougie Fresh would have been proud of back in the day, very old school. He comes in with a cough and a voice like nobody else. Not quite as mad as Flavor Flav, and not quite as hard as Chuck D, and he certainly influenced both. Sounds on form, well below his years. I was a fan as a young teenager. It gives us all hope. Great guest appearance from Gigs as well, bringing a bit of grime in, 9 out of 10. Track 3, Angelic, a little bit more up to date with a beat and style. Maybe not quite up to date as Kendrick, but certainly Jurassic 5. Beats along nicely, but not as memorable as Stressed. More straightforward, but most of the songs, are always saved by his rapping. Real clarity in his voice as always. You hear every word and understand what he's saying and his message. More than solid and holds up against rap albums from young upstarts. 8 out of 10. Track 4, Foreign, great reggae sample of Double Barrel by Dave and Ansel Collins. Yeah, that tune makes any party better and I wanted to hear more of it. It's not there. And it comes in with a sort of like a slow Prodigy jam. Talking about his granddad's record collection, he can certainly spin a yarn. This, like other tracks, feel like it's a bit of in a rush at under 2 minutes. It's 15 tracks in 27 minutes, and I wouldn't have minded this being a 45 minutes album and stretching these songs out a bit, but still, great, 9 out of 10. Track 5, I did that spoken word bragging track that was interesting enough on first listen, but grates a little bit by the 10th, 5 out of 10. Track 6, Come On Let's Go, a house number with a good groove. It sounds a little bit dated, but rapping is always on point, and a bit quicker than he usually does. A track I don't mind being over too quick, but it's far from boring. Feels a little bit filler though, 7 out of 10. Track 7, Landlord, one of my favourite tracks musically, but the lyrics do grate a bit. I love the rocking reggae beat and the sharp snare, but it's never easy to feel sorry for a landlord in my experience. It may be easier if it was Slick Rick, I suppose. Bet he's not too hard on his tenants. Classic Slick Rick storytelling though. 8 out of 10. Track 8, Mother Teresa, more spoken word, a bit like a prayer, don't really get it. 5 out of 10. I'll leave it there. It's halfway through the album. Look out for the second half. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Please like and subscribe.